If you're a fan of amazing games and love a good deal, then you've chosen the perfect video to watch. Because I'm here to show you some of the best Steam games that are on sale right now. These titles are not only underrated and simply amazing, but also super affordable. If you're ready to discover your next favorite game, smash that like button and let's dive into these must-have titles before the sale ends. Control is a psychological thriller set in the mysterious Federal Bureau of Control, located in the shifting, brutalist oldest house in New York. You play as Jessie Faden, a woman seeking answers about her missing brother while uncovering the dark secrets of the Bureau. When the building is overrun by the corrupting force of the Hiss, Jessie gains telekinetic powers through objects of power, which allows her to manipulate her surroundings in combat and exploration. The non-linear narrative invites deep exploration of the ever-changing environment, revealing hidden lore, new abilities, and twisted mysteries. As you uncover the Bureau's secrets, you'll encounter complex characters and confront the blurred lines between reality and the supernatural, all while questioning the nature of power and control. Killing Floor 2. A month has passed since the first outbreak in the UK. Now continental Europe lies in tatters, communication lines severed, and military defenses reduced to rubble. In the heart of the chaos, a biotech experiment gone wrong has flooded the continent with grotesque creatures known as Zeds, spreading through cities, research facilities, and rural landscapes alike. You drop into this wreckage as part of a rogue response force, cutting through hordes of mutated horrors using everything, from homemade blades to military-grade weaponry. Each encounter throws you straight into the fire, spraying bullets in claustrophobic corridors, smashing skulls in blood-soaked fields, or welding doors shut in the faint hope of buying a few extra seconds. Occasionally, time itself slows down. Zed time kicks in, distorting the world into a gritty, cinematic freeze frame as you line up one final shot or dodge incoming claws. After each wave, you scramble to a roaming trader pod, swapping bloodied gear for better tools, grab more ammunition, and heavier protection. Combat roles are not just cosmetic, they evolve through experience, offering loadout variations and perks that sharpen your tactics. As the fight escalates, a final boss steps into the chaos. Their presence changes the rhythm entirely. Surviving that final encounter feels less like victory and more like crawling out of a firestorm with your sanity barely intact. Just Cause 3 drops you onto a huge and vibrant island ruled by an iron-fisted dictator with an unforgiving grip. You return as a seasoned rebel, ready to spark a revolution and topple the oppressive regime that has kept the land in captivity. The world around you bursts with life and possibility. Mountains rise sharply, coastal towns stretch under the sun, and sprawling landscapes invite chaos on a grand scale. At the heart of this adventure lies a playground of destruction and daring. Armed with an arsenal of weapons, the signature grappling hook and wingsuit, you'll tear through enemy defenses in spectacular fashion. You'll be able to unleash destruction in many forms, launch explosives to bring down fortified compounds, or use the environment itself as a weapon. The game encourages bold creativity, but it's not always about brute force. There are moments of precision and strategy that open new ways to dismantle the regime's control. The story pulses with the spirit of rebellion, weaving between intense shootouts and moments of dark humor. Sleeping Dogs is an open-world action-adventure game set in a vibrant, neon-lit Hong Kong. You will assume the role of Wei Shen, an undercover police officer tasked with infiltrating and dismantling the notorious triad organization, the Sun On Yi. The game masterfully blends intense martial combat, high-speed driving, and a gripping narrative, offering a rich and dynamic experience. As Wei Shen, you will navigate the complexity of undercover work, balancing police duties with the need to prove loyalty to the triads. The game's combat system emphasizes hand-to-hand fighting, allowing players to utilize a variety of martial arts moves and environmental interactions to overcome adversaries. Additionally, a wide array of firearms and improvised weapons are available, enhancing the depth of combat scenarios. The open-world design of Hong Kong is meticulously crafted, featuring bustling streets, diverse districts, and a multitude of side activities. Doom Eternal is a high-octane first-person shooter that serves as the sequel to the 2016 Doom reboot. Players once again step into the boots of the Doomslayer, a legendary warrior on a mission to rid Earth of an overwhelming demonic invasion. Set against sprawling, otherworldly backdrops, the game takes players to hell-infested cities, ancient ruins, and alien landscapes. The game introduces several new mechanics to enhance the fast-paced combat. Players wield an expanded arsenal of devastating weapons, including classics like the Super Shotgun, now equipped with a meat hook attachment that functions as a grappling tool, offering new ways to traverse environments and close the gap between foes. The addition of the Doomblade arm-mounted weapon and the shoulder-mounted equipment launcher, capable of firing grenades, ice bombs, or flames, further adds to the Slayer's arsenal. The gameplay focuses on strategic and aggressive combat, where enemies drop resources like health, ammo, or armor based on how they're defeated. Players must balance their use of powerful melee tools like the chainsaw and the new Crucible Blade, alongside ranged weapons like the ballista and plasma rifle to survive. Rise of the Tomb Raider tells the story of Lara Croft as she sets out on a relentless expedition to uncover the secrets of the lost city of Kaich. Pushed forward by the mysteries surrounding her father's research, she ventures from the ruins of Syria to the icy wilderness of Siberia, where a shadowy organization known as Trinity hunts for the divine source, an artifact said to grant immortality. Along the way, she encounters the Remnant, descendants of an ancient society, and faces the Deathless Ones, undying protectors of the city buried in myth. The tale weaves themes of belief, sacrifice, and the dangers of eternal life, culminating in a choice that demands giving up great power for a greater purpose. The journey unfolds across vast, interconnected regions filled with secrets, hidden tombs, and dynamic wildlife. Survival is a constant concern, whether scaling cliffs, wading through freezing rivers, or crafting gear from salvaged resources. Combat flows between calculated stealth and tense shootouts, bolstered by a flexible crafting system and upgrade paths that support different playstyles. The environments themselves react naturally, with shifting weather, reactive terrain, and a strong sense of place. Snow collapses underfoot, animals respond to movement, and every corner feels carefully constructed. Despite occasional pacing issues in the narrative, the blend of exploration, survival mechanics, and cinematic action makes for a gripping adventure that stands as one of Lara's most refined chapters. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is a remastered collection of BioWare's critically acclaimed sci-fi RPG trilogy, encompassing Mass Effect, Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3, along with over 40 DLCs. It offers updated visuals, with enhanced textures, models, and effects, alongside improved gameplay mechanics, including refinements to aiming, controls, and camera angles. The collection also updates Mass Effect 1 with significant gameplay and quality-of-life improvements to align it closer to its sequels, while still retaining its unique feel. The story invites you into a rich narrative, where your choices shape the fate of the galaxy. As Commander Shepard, you assemble a diverse crew and face moral dilemmas, all while confronting the Reapers, a powerful ancient threat. With unified character customization across all 3 games and a consistent user interface, the Legendary Edition ensures a cohesive and engaging experience. In Dead Island, you find yourself on the tropical island of Banoi, expecting a relaxing vacation, but instead facing a full-blown zombie apocalypse. You are one of the few survivors, and your goal is to find a way off the island while helping others and uncovering the secrets behind the outbreak. The game offers an open-world, first-person experience with a strong focus on melee combat. You wield a variety of weapons, from baseball bats and axes to knives and crowbars. Each weapon can be modified with enhancements like electrified edges, poisonous blades, or explosives. The skill system allows you to develop abilities that enhance strength and proficiency with different weapon types. The story unfolds through encounters with other survivors and the completion of quests that reveal more about the virus's origin. As you progress, you uncover a complex chain of events and interests linked to secret experiments behind the outbreak. Dead Island plunges you into a vibrant tropical world where ordinary people are suddenly caught in the midst of a devastating outbreak, forcing them to fight for survival with whatever means they can find. In Murdered Soul Suspect, you step into the role of Ronan O'Connor, a detective with a troubled past who is suddenly thrown into the afterlife after being murdered during an encounter with a serial killer known as the Bell Killer. Stuck in a ghostly limbo, Ronan must solve the mystery of his own death before he can move on. The story unfolds in Salem, a city steeped in dark history and supernatural secrets, where every street corner seems to whisper with echoes of the past. Now a spirit, Ronan gains access to abilities that shift the way the world can be explored. He can walk through walls, possess the living to peek into their thoughts or influence their behavior, and manipulate elements in the environment to uncover clues. These abilities are key in piecing together the puzzle, sneaking past spectral threats, and navigating the blurred line between the living and the dead. The investigation is more than just about Ronan. Along the way, he meets other trapped souls, some of them in need of help, others hiding secrets of their own. A central figure in the story is Joy, a teenager with the rare gift of seeing spirits. Her uneasy alliance with Ronan becomes essential as both uncover layers of a case that is far more twisted than it first appears. While it doesn't rely on fast-paced action, Murdered Soul Suspect leans into mood and mystery, focusing on uncovering the truth in a place where nothing is as it seems. In the dusty town of Paradise, Arizona, you take on a week of seemingly simple errands. But nothing stays normal for long. What begins as ordinary chores rapidly descends into outrageous turmoil. Bank robberies, cult uprisings, riots, and cats used as weapon silencers. Each day brings new areas to explore and ridiculous situations to deal with. And how you handle them is entirely up to you. You can stay calm and avoid trouble, or dive into full-blown anarchy with a wide variety of weapons and bizarre items. Packed with black comedy and over-the-top freedom, Postal 2 throws you into a world where the line between everyday life and utter madness barely exists. GreedFall introduces you as Desardet, a noble sent to an uncharted island in search of a remedy for a devastating plague. What begins as a mission to save your homeland soon plunges you into a multi-layered struggle. Colonial powers clash with indigenous tribes whose supernatural guardians defend their world, so your decisions will ultimately determine the fate of those you meet. Every quest feels alive with meaningful choices, and the game's branching paths unfold in rich, varied ways, reinforcing that your approach truly matters in how events develop. Exploration is a joy. Each fog-covered region on the map invites discovery, so charting the wilderness feels like unveiling the unknown. In combat, quick reflexes and precise strikes are crucial, as well as the ability to block attacks at the right moment. You'll face off against human foes and magical creatures, switching seamlessly between melee, ranged attacks, and spells, with an optional pause to strategize, especially helpful in higher difficulty levels. The setting is a standout, a 17th century styled world blending colonial-era aesthetics. Character growth feels meaningful. A classless progression system lets you blend charisma, crafting finesse, magical talent, or combative prowess. Skill points are precious. You can tailor your role and later reset if you wish, though the system forces a full respec, so choose wisely. Quantum Break unfolds in the city of Riverport, where a time travel experiment spirals into catastrophe. Jack Joyce, caught in the aftermath, acquires abilities to manipulate time, slowing, freezing, and dashing through moments. His former friend, Paul Serene, also gains powers, but chooses a different path, leading Monarch Solutions, a corporation intent on controlling the fractured timeline. As time itself begins to collapse, Jack must navigate a world where the past and future intertwine, confronting personal betrayals and the looming end of reality. The story is structured around 5 acts, each followed by a live-action episode that shifts based on choices made during pivotal junction points. These decisions, made from Paul Serene's perspective, influence how the narrative unfolds and reveal different angles of the story. Combat weaves Jack's time abilities with third-person shooting, creating fast, fluid battles where enemies can be frozen mid-motion or overwhelmed by a sudden burst of action. Environmental challenges also tap into time manipulation, asking for creative solutions to progress through areas where time itself is broken, with objects and structures caught in chaotic loops. Visually, the game captures dramatic scenes where time anomalies paint frozen moments. With cinematic live-action sequences, Quantum Break dives deep into the consequences of power, the weight of choice, and the struggle against forces far beyond human control. In an alternate 1980s Soviet Union, the streets are ruled not by ideology, but by the brutal grip of the Russian mafia. 4 Romani street fighters earn their living in the underbelly of this empire through illegal bouts. Their lives take a dark turn when they are abducted by government forces, subjected to cruel experimentation, and injected with a potent addictive drug known as necro. This substance grants them monstrous strength and heightened senses, but at the cost of their sanity. As they break free from captivity, they find themselves in a world where the line between reality and hallucination blurs, and survival becomes a fight against both external enemies and their own deteriorating minds. The journey unfolds across 8 harrowing levels, each more perilous than the last. Combat is visceral and unforgiving, drawing inspiration from classic beat-em-up games. The unique mechanic of necro adds a layer of strategy. Syringes filled with the drug can be used to heal wounds, or to enter a berserk state, significantly enhancing your strength and speed. The game's pixel art style is gritty and raw, capturing the chaotic and brutal nature of the world the characters inhabit. Alan Wake is a psychological thriller wrapped in a mystery that blurs the line between fiction and reality. A best-selling writer retreats with his wife to the quiet town of Bright Falls, hoping a change of scenery will cure his creative block. But when she vanishes without warning, he's pulled into a surreal nightmare filled with living shadows and forgotten memories. Scattered manuscript pages, apparently written by him but never remembered, begin predicting the horrors that unfold. Something ancient and twisted lurks beneath Cauldron Lake, warping his words into reality and turning the townsfolk into possessed husks. Light becomes a fragile lifeline. Flashlights, flare guns, and even the streetlights are tools of your survival. As the story deepens, it's no longer just about finding Alice. It becomes a journey to uncover a force that feeds on stories themselves. Cryptic allies and a shifting, dreamlike realm known as the Dark Place all weave into a tale that constantly questions what's real. Told like a suspenseful TV series, each episode ends with another twist, another unraveling of Alan's sanity. Arise, a simple story follows an elderly man as he revisits key moments of his life in the afterlife, each captured as a vivid memory that reflects a wide range of human emotions, from childhood innocence to the sorrow of loss. The story unfolds without words, using expressive environments, symbolic imagery, and a soulful soundtrack to evoke deep emotions. Each memory introduces a unique setting and gameplay mechanic that reflects its theme. The protagonist has the ability to manipulate time, altering the environment to solve puzzles and symbolize the passage of time. With its minimalist art style and deliberate movements, the game captures the fluidity of memories. This game is a meditative reflection on love, loss, and the fleeting nature of time, leaving a lasting emotional impact. Curse of the Dead Gods casts you as an adventurer, drawn to a cursed temple in pursuit of unimaginable wealth and immortality. This sprawling labyrinth is fraught with peril. You are tasked with navigating this treacherous environment, utilizing a diverse array of weapons to fight myriad threats lurking within. Strategic use of light and fire is essential to overcome the shadows that conceal numerous dangers. As you delve deeper, you will encounter a variety of enemies, including formidable champions and deadly bosses, each presenting unique challenges that test your combat prowess and tactical acumen. A distinctive feature of this journey is the accumulation of curses with each progression. These curses introduce unpredictable elements, altering gameplay dynamics and requiring you to adapt your strategies continually. Embracing or resisting these curses adds layers of complexity and replayability, ensuring that no two expeditions are alike. The pursuit of riches and power is fraught with peril, as each death prompts a return to the temple's entrance. The Surge. In a world pushed to the brink by environmental collapse and unchecked corporate power, you wake up inside the ruins of a massive tech corporation once promising to save humanity. Something has gone terribly wrong. The halls are overrun with deranged workers and unstable machines, and your only lifeline is the industrial exosuit fused to your body. Every enemy has weak points, Specific limbs can be targeted and severed to collect valuable gear. You're not just fighting to survive, you're scavenging to grow stronger. Weapons and armor are crafted from what you take, and implants let you fine-tune your abilities, from healing boosts to time-slowing reflex upgrades. But every enhancement draws power, forcing careful management of your limited energy core. Exploration is tense and methodical. The complex is a twisted industrial labyrinth filled with remnants of a failed utopia. Story details unfold through cryptic audio logs and scattered survivor encounters, slowly revealing what turned this vision of salvation into a mechanical nightmare. Death isn't the end, but it's costly. Fall in battle, and your collected tech scrap, the fuel for all upgrades, is left behind. You'll have a limited window to fight your way back and recover it, or lose it for good. 20 years after Earth's fall, humanity lives under the illusion of peace, ruled by a regime built by its alien conquerors. But beneath the surface, resistance is rising. From a stolen mobile base, you take command of the fight, guiding a scattered force across the globe, striking where it hurts, and racing to stop a secret project that could end it all. Combat unfolds in brutal turn-based missions where every move is a gamble. Operatives grow, build bonds, and sacrifice themselves for each other, often without warning. Missions shift between stealth and chaos, driven by unpredictable maps, tense decisions, and limited time. Success isn't guaranteed. Resources are scarce, enemies evolve, and mistakes cost lives. Between missions, the war continues. You manage resources, forge alliances, and choose what to risk next, all while an alien clock ticks down. With each operation, the resistance grows stronger or falls apart. Mad Max plunges you into brutal, post-apocalyptic wasteland where survival is the primary goal. This open-world action game, developed by Avalanche Studios, lets players embody Max, a lone road warrior in a world ravaged by gangs and war. The narrative begins with Max being stripped of his beloved Interceptor car, leading him to team up with a mysterious mechanic known as Chum Bucket. Together, they aim to build a powerful vehicle, the Magnum Opus, to confront the tyrannical warlord Scrotus and his army. The gameplay is a mix of vehicular clashes, on-foot brawls, and exploration. You can engage in high-octane car chases and traversing the vast wasteland. The combat system emphasizes dynamic action, with Max using both melee and range attacks to defeat enemies. The game's world is expansive, with a variety of missions and side quests to pull you in for dozens of hours. In the neon-lit corridors of a digital realm, a hero emerges from the depths of code to restore what was lost. Once a celebrated icon, Narita Boy now finds himself fragmented, his memories erased by a malevolent force known as him. Summoned by the Motherboard, the program entrusted with overseeing the digital kingdom, Narita Boy embarks on a quest to reclaim the creator's memories and thwart him's destructive plans. The digital kingdom is a sprawling, pixelated universe, divided into realms that echo ancient philosophies and dreamlike landscapes. Each area is steeped in its own unique atmosphere, from the tranquil yet haunting environments to the vibrant and chaotic zones, all rendered in meticulously hand-drawn pixel art. The journey through these realms is not just a physical traversal, but an exploration of the creator's life and the digital world's intricate tapestry. Armed with the Techno Sword, Narita Boy engages in swift, fluid combat against a myriad of foes. The sword's abilities evolve throughout the journey, unlocking new moves and powers that are essential for overcoming increasingly formidable adversaries. As Narita Boy delves deeper into the digital kingdom, he uncovers the creator's memories, each revealing poignant moments of his life. These memories offer insight into the personal experiences that shape the digital world and its inhabitants, adding layers of emotional depth to the narrative. The interplay between the digital and the personal creates a compelling story that resonates with themes of identity, loss, and the passage of time. Europe lies in ruin after the fall of Hitler, yet the war refuses to end. His twisted scheme has resurrected the dead, and what should have been peace has become a nightmare of endless battles. You step into this broken world as part of a dwindling resistance, forced to confront a tide of corpses driven by dark rituals and unrelenting hatred. The story carries you through cities swallowed by decay, and occult strongholds where the remnants of the Führer's undead army claw their way back to finish what they started. Each mission uncovers pieces of the larger mystery, pulling you deeper into the desperate fight to seal away the nightmare once and for all. The struggle is not only in the story, it's in the way you fight. Every battle pushes you to adapt, weaving precision shots with intense survival as swarms close in. Beyond survival, there is a sense of progression that carries through each battle. You shape your arsenal with upgrades that transform familiar weapons into engines of destruction, while supernatural abilities surge through you in the heat of combat, giving fleeting but powerful edges against overwhelming odds. This game is perfect for fans of frantic shooting and relentless undead action. It's even better with a friends, as teaming up turns the mayhem into a well-coordinated fight for survival. In Spiritfarer, you step into the shoes of Stella, the new ferrymaster for the departed, accompanied by her trusty feline friend Daffodil. You will ferry spirits across mystical seas, ensuring their comfort aboard your ever-evolving vessel before guiding them to the Everdoor, the gateway to the afterlife. Think of it as running a celestial cruise line, but with fewer shuffleboard tournaments and more heartfelt goodbyes. As you navigate this enchanting world, you'll engage in activities like farming and fishing. Each task helps you gather resources to upgrade your ship and cater to the unique needs of your spectral passengers. The ship's layout is customizable, allowing you to stack and arrange facilities in a Tetris-like fashion. The heart of the game lies in building relationships with a diverse cast of spirits, each with their own stories and personalities. Through meaningful interactions and fulfilling their final requests, you'll uncover touching narratives that explore themes of life, death, and what comes after. Code Vein is a stylish action RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world, blending anime-inspired visuals with dark fantasy elements. The game takes place in a devastated future where you will assume the role of a revenant, a powerful, cursed human with vampire abilities who must fight against both monstrous foes and the struggles of their own existence. The story unfolds through your interactions with other revenants and the exploration of the remnants of the old world. Code Vein offers a deep combat system that draws comparisons to the Soulsborne series, with a focus on precision and strategy. You can choose from various blood codes, which define your character's abilities and playstyle. These codes unlock skills that enhance combat, provide buffs, or enable devastating abilities. Mosaic transports you into the monotonous existence of an unnamed individual residing in a sprawling, impersonal cityscape. Each day mirrors the last, filled with routine tasks, such as commuting through crowded streets to a faceless corporation, where the work is endless and the human connection is scarce. Your primary interaction is through a smartphone, inundated with trivial notifications that offer little respite from the drudgery. One seemingly ordinary day, anomalies begin to disrupt this predictable cycle. On your daily commute, you encounter inexplicable events that challenge your perception of reality. These occurrences serve as a catalyst, prompting a reevaluation of your existence within this vast, indifferent system. The narrative unfolds through subtle interactions and environmental storytelling, encouraging you to piece together the fragments of a larger, more profound story. The gameplay is deliberately paced, reflecting the protagonist's sense of entrapment within the urban sprawl. As you navigate this world, you confront the pervasive sense of isolation and the overwhelming nature of modern life. The minimalist design and ambient soundtrack underscore the themes of alienation and the search for meaning in a world that often feels devoid of both. Mosaic offers a contemplative experience, inviting you to reflect on the nature of existence in a society that often prioritizes efficiency over individuality. It's a journey through the banalities and oddities of daily life, encouraging introspection about one's place within the broader tapestry of urban existence. The Darkness 2 is a first-person shooter that continues the story of Jackie Estacado, a mafia boss who wields the supernatural power known as the Darkness. Set 2 years after the original game, Jackie has become the dawn of the Franchetti crime family. Despite his rise in power, he remains haunted by the memory of his deceased girlfriend, Jenny Romano. To suppress the darkness within him, Jackie has sought the help of occultist Johnny Powell, who has assisted in containing his supernatural abilities. However, the darkness is eager to break free, leading Jackie down a path filled with chaos and destruction. In The Darkness 2, players control Jackie as he navigates a world filled with both human adversaries and demonic entities. That's it for today's Steam special offers. I hope you found some amazing discounts to grab while you can. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel even more, grab me a coffee over at Buy Me a Coffee, link in the description. Catch you in the next one, and thanks for the support.